Good evening. It is Friday. I'm pretty sure, 99.7% sure today is Friday. Yesterday, I believe, was Thursday. So if my math is right, Thursday plus 1 equals Friday. What up, T-Bone? Hey, Don. What are you doing? Come here. Come here.
No.
Come here, you turd.
No.
Come here.
I'm coming.
Say hi. Ugh. All right, say what you want to say, and then you got to go play.
Nothing.
Okay?
I'm thinking about it.
All right.
Wait, hold on.
Nope. My show. You're not on the show. You got to go.
I don't like Twitch anymore.
Good. You don't have to. Goodbye. See ya. See ya. Bye.
Okay.
Go. Get. Skedaddle. Be gone. Andale. Hello, lady. It is going to be a quiet Friday. It is going to be a fast Friday. We burned through Cozy in a day. He is like more than halfway done with the paintings. I know I've seen them as I've popped in and out of his channel, trying to keep an eye on them. So I know they're almost done. We will probably get them at WonderCon at the end of the month, and then the following Tuesday they will ship out with regular orders. So for those who bought in and wanted to know what the Dillio is, that's the Dillio. Next week, oh boy, every single one of you are going to want to be here for next week. The things that we are going to do on camera next week are going to be watched pretty heavily, have been requested for quite a while, and should titillate all of you. So, if there's anything you take away from today's video, it is tune in Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It is gonna be funski. Hello, Carlos. I highly recommend tuning in. We had an hour and 42-minute meeting today, where we talked about next week in some pretty good detail, the week following it in a little bit lesser detail, next month in fair detail, and the next 6 months in medium detail. What's going on, Dangle? Dangle, I'm going to repeat part of what I said. Hello, Sapuros. How are you? I am going to, Cozy sent me an invite. I did not know that we were going to do that again today. I was definitely not prepared for that today.
hey, here he is. It
One
says he's
moment.
here.
Am I? I don't think so. I think you're lying. It's true. Uh, oh,
Oh, cool. Oh, how did you do that? It's bendable breaking. What is that?
oh.
To smash, but it makes stuff
Got it. I have to see. I don't even know if I'm set up for it. Let's find out.
Right.
Oh, there you are.
And now I've muted you so that I only hear you in Discord.
There you go.
Because, by the way, that also saves our butt. So we got Paul Maitland here with us. He has promised to. He got all his f bombs out before you joined.
Paul Moistland.
Oh, how deliciously moist.
Raccoons.
How was your birthday, buddy?
I had a good one. The wife took me out for food and drink, and then I streamed for a bit. Yeah, nothing interesting. Nothing interesting.
Where's the note? Oh,
I tend to stream for a bit after my wife takes me out for drinks too.
Yeah.
So you got everything you wanted
Bullshit.
then.
I nearly said something. I backed away from it. There you go.
I'm gonna be horrible. I'm just gonna keep setting him up for Paul, and he's just gonna be sitting there going,
Jimmy says, good job.
Hmm.
Yes, Jimmy's there, so watch your language, Paul.
I will
Paul-
be a good boy.
Paul has stated, by the way, that the next time we do this, he has offered to that if we send up the mate signal, he will hop on Fortnite to distract.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we've had to now we have to bring the Xbox to work because it seems to be the only thing that occupies him. However, because of him being home all day, every day, even that is starting to not occupy him because apparently you can only shoot somebody so many times in a video game. So I think we're gonna start live fire training with him next week and go to the next logical step of just having him murking people during the day for money.
Daddy, did you
I mean,
tell all the people?
the only problem I can see is labor laws, because he is of age.
That is true. I'm sure there's ways around it. I mean, the Hollywood industry has their way around it. So I think we could figure one out. I have a feeling.
At homeschooling.
Yeah, I think Doug might have a good enough lawyer to get around that. So speaking of Fortnite today, Jimmy is imploring that I tell this story, and it was actually pretty good. We were playing duos, and I am terrible at Fortnite. I used to be great. I used to be, a dozen kills. Now I'm terrible. So I'm a burden on my poor son. Which, I mean, he might as well get used to. I'm going to be a burden on him for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a warm up for when you're wearing adult diapers.
That's right. What's up, Hellbolt? Love you, man.
Next Tuesday, that's called.
Yeah. So we had sniped out some people that were on a bridge. We were on a hill. They were on a bridge. We sniped them out. We were all kind of patting each other on the back, and then we got ambushed by a duo that had each hired a NPC. So it was 4 on 2. Now, as I had mentioned, I am, I believe the Scottish term that is allowed by the TOS is shite. So I was rendered dead quickly. I will admit, I did get somebody down to their health bar. I busted a shield, got somebody down. And then Jimmy comes out, and I hold on, I'm so excited, I'm flailing my arms here. So he comes out like Danny DeVito, and he just starts blasting. Right? He is yelling into the TV, "Stay away from my daddy." What up, Chep Toxic? I've been here every day, Wednesday through Friday. So he is just unloading. He's armed with a sniper rifle, a submachine gun, and the newest AR.
AR.
Yeah.
Not also what happened is a epic AR rifle thing, and then not also that, but I did a couple of things. Not also that, but I had 99 ammo and 99 bullets. I shot, and it was like the circle and a plus. And I was like, and the tree was blocking me, and I was like, I'm gonna die. So I was like, well, I'm gonna back down over what, and I get there to give up. And then I shot like this, until he was trying to shoot. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I'm on PC. Until, bye-bye.
So he comes out from behind the tree, guns ablazing. Proximity chat? No, we don't use headsets, Sapuros. There's too many toxic people in that game, so he doesn't get a headset. And if he doesn't rock a headset, I obviously can't rock a headset. So he just comes out, it was beautiful. I'm bleeding out on the ground, like I spend most of the game doing anyway. And my 8-year-old son with the savior wings just comes in and just starts blasting, takes out the entire team.
And then we got big, nice loot.
And like they were rocking like legendary weapons, and he was just like, yoink, all of this is mine now. And then he comes over to me and he goes, "It's okay, Daddy, I got you." And he starts healing me, and I'm like, this kid right here. He was murking him.
Note to self, pray to baby Jesus not to ever run into Jimbo on Fortnite. I like him.
He's a beast.
I like all of you guys that are in this
Mandala says that some of that sounds like a small kid version of that guy talking jive on Airplane.
Yeah.
Ain't no thing, my mom
I
didn't
heard
raise no
some
dummy.
of it. I heard some of it.
Yeah. Chill, Jive Turkey. Let this one slide. Yeah, so it was epic. I was
like, this is Daddy, like, laying. I come in. I
Lego
blast
play
them,
by play.
and they get knocked down. Bam! And then the other guy. They're 3 or 2 NPCs come over here and try to kill me. Bam! And then bam! So this guy would just keep on shooting. Excuse me, sir. This is the only rifle I only have. Get threatened. Bam! Died.
So Bro's like, I could just imagine playing a game and hearing, "Leave my daddy alone."
You don't have it anything.
I
You
kind
have
of
to
wish.
put this off.
I wish there was a way, and there's got to be a way. I just have to look into it to mute the audio and just give them a microphone. Because for them to like get sniped and then to hear an 8-year-old go, "Ha ha ha," is the ultimate demoralization. And it'll just.
Lord of the Rings.
I think James could single-handedly reduce the number of players by about 3%, because they'll hear his voice go, "Oh my God, that was a child. I'm done. I'm never playing this game again."
They never stood a chance. I'd likely died from confusion alone after hearing that.
Okay.
So I have a similar event happened way back in the day. Now, my kid's 20 now, so this is 18 years ago. We were playing, he was like 2 or 3, so 17, 18 years ago. We were playing World of Warcraft. And I taught my kid, he was like, "I want to play, Daddy," but he didn't know how to play in raids. And so I taught him, I put him on my rogue, Discontent, and it was a Night Elf rogue, I spec'd him in stealth and, basically to be super sneaky, and I taught my kid how to walk around so people wouldn't gank him constantly. And I taught him how to farm. And so he would just go out there and farm and grind, and it was really funny because he loved it. And it meant also I didn't have to go picking a bunch of flowers and ore and stuff for our raids. So he's out doing that, and then he's like, "Hey, these, the horde keep jumping on me." And so I taught him how to stun lock with his rogue. And then, but I was like, but don't be mean. He's like, okay. So he would start using gestures and dancing and blowing kisses and stuff like that, which is fine until you realize you're getting stun locked while somebody's blowing you kisses. Like he's doing it like ain't no thing, I didn't want to, I didn't kill you, just blew him a kiss, vanish, disappear. And but yeah, he would, and of course I PvP'd a lot. So I had like, freaking epic, awesome, legendary weapons on this character. And one day we're at Comic-Con and this guy comes up and he's like, "Hey, are you Grendelkon on Korgoth?" And because I was the GM of my guild, so everybody knew who I was. And I was actually in Artist Alley. And this dude comes up and he's just like, "Hey, are you, Grendelkon on Korgoth?" And it's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I'm, blah, 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 Tauren dude," or whatever. He's like, "You need to talk to that flipping rogue discontent in your guild." And I'm like, I'm sitting there like, well, that's my guild. Or that's my rogue. So I'm like, "Tell me more. What did he do?"
Mm-hmm.
It's like, he just keeps stun locking and taunting everybody, and he keeps stealing ore and stuff like that. And it's like, well, he's farming. Like he's like, it's like, well, he's like, "I will put a hit on him," and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I'll tell you what, I will ask him to chill. Or you can do it. Do you want to talk to him? And he's all like, "Yeah." "Is he here?" I'm like, "Yes." And I reached underneath the table and I picked up my kid and I put him on my knee. And my kid barely talked at the time. So, because he was, like 3.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, "Aga!" It's like, that's discontent. He's the one stun locking you. It's like, now, I will happily go on the World of Warcraft forums and tell everybody and include a photograph of discontent that he publicly apologizes for stun locking you while he's out farming mats for raids. And you just seem like get really uncomfortable. Like a 3-year-old's been kicking my butt, and it's like, yeah, you're getting your butt hammered to you by a 3-year-old. Like, well, that game's not, the game's like, what, 10 and up or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but I'm a parent. What are they going to do? Ban me in all my accounts and my entire guild? Plus, we were also the #1 guild on the server, so we were targets anyways. But yeah. So I had something similar happen with my kid. It was hysterical.
Speaking of targets, Dangle has just painted one on himself.
Right, hype train earlier.
Nice. Dangle doing
That was
Dangle
epic.
stuff.
I am gifting him a. What did we decide on, Dangle? Did we decide on a Darth Maul card? We were talking, or another Boba Fett, because I know you're getting the big Boba Fett from the break, but I'm going to give him a card for riding said train, because it was pretty much a card collector tried. So there was a valiant effort. I might throw in like one of the penciled cards or whatever for card collector, just because he tried, but he was having troubles with the Twitch account not accepting payment in time for the raid or the hype tournament. But yeah, let me know what we're doing, Dangle, and I will
Dangle,
add that to my list.
you should go with who's that character that Steven always wants you to draw every single time?
Well,
Vanth.
Cad Bane or Cobb Vanth.
Cobb Vanth. You should do a Cobb Vanth just to hold it over Steven for trade bait. Yaddle. Always Yaddle.
Did Derek say Yaddle?
No, Sapporo said Yaddle.
I figured it was Sapporo. I just wanted clarification.
Dangle,
I
in the
just wanted-
meantime. Oh, so go ahead.
I just want to state for the record, I am being very good. Anyway, carry on.
It's
Hey, I've had like, that story was definitely a little more PG-13 than I described it. I'm proud of Paul and myself.
I love that Paul's like, I want to point out I am being PG. And I want to point out to him, it's because he's not saying anything. It's because he's being completely silent.
That mumbling noise you heard just before he said, I want to point out I'm doing good. That was him taking the gag ball out. So he could say and speak finally that he is in fact behaving like a good boy.
That is true. You
I
are.
would like to say you're wrong. That was me biting down on my fist.
I love it.
I've been a good effing boy.
Oy vey. Dangle, in the meantime, while he waits for 3 other people to join him in There Will Be Blood, because that means there's only 3 spots,
There will be blood.
has a Super Break 2023
Ooh.
Pieces of the Past one-time series 2 to Crack-a-Lack open. Dangle says, well, I traded the OG Cad Bane for the Boba that I traded to Trevor, and that's why I picked Boba for the current break, hence I picked Cad Bane, but, I mean, I'm down for trade bait. So it sounds like he's still on that fence.
Not a problem. Just DM me when you figure it out.
Oh, that was some whole red cord thing going on there. He went to him, and that went
Oh.
to there, and this went to this.
DC.
Yeah.
We have a problem with Lando.
What? There's no problems with Lando. He's perfect.
So here's Lando. There is a problem with Lando.
It's an upside
ups-
down Lando.
I did not. I was just like, and I've been so cautious. I'm constantly like flipping them over to double check to make sure I got them right. And for some reason, Lando, I rotated it somehow.
I love Australian Lando.
Crikey.
Crikey. That's not a lightsaber. That's a lightsaber.
Roland Rain, welcome. By the way, just a reminder, your Leia is going with me to WonderCon. You get CGC'd with all the other big pile of stuff inside.
Dangle, we will be able to call your shot when the rules are, it has to be a DCD Collects product that we create, and it has to be a product of 10 boxes or more. So it does not count with any of the products that are made by third parties. But yes, they will be coming out next week. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Maybe something will be out. But Dangle, next week there's something happening that you're going to be even more interested in, because something happens next week that's kind of important. And of course,
My birthday?
Besides your birthday, ooh. Hey, that's Thomas Jefferson.
Ooh.
I'm nervous. It says first sale, and this is pretty old. So what are they selling? Oh, it's a ship. Okay, it is a ship. I was concerned. Never mind.
So hang on one second, DC. So Roland, sorry to hear about Misty, but yeah, the sketch cards here, these were actually from a DCD Collects break. So we did a dual stream. That's DC, you see waving in the camera up there. That tiny little thing, that shiny spot, that's his head. So DC and the gangs at DCD Collects, they put together a break, and we did something kind of unique. Usually they put art in the box or or associate it with the box. This time what we did is we did a live break where people were buying the Topps Chrome, Black Chrome Star Wars series, and Anybody who bought that also with that purchase got to pick a card that we did with it. Now they're sold out for this week, so we're out of them. The ones I'm doing right now are going to be the last for this run. However, rumor has it we have the supplies to do this again. Real soon,
Spoilers.
PC.
Spoilers.
Rumor has it. I don't know. It's we're doing. I mean, I've agreed to do it again. Are we going to do it again?
We have another case coming. So in
Uh-huh.
the medium distant future.
I might want to make another card back too. I want to change it up a bit. So I think that'd be fun. But anyways, yeah. So we'll have cards for that.
All right, so we have Thomas Jefferson, and then Mariners, Red Sox. Mariners should win by 7. Those Red Sox stink. Pew. Hey, look, it's Abraham Lincoln and a 4-cent stamp. Kind of looks like the guy on the penny, doesn't it?
He does.
And a $5 bill too, I want to say. Very similar facial features to that guy.
God bless him.
All right, there you go, man. TJ and Babe Lincoln.
And for Roland, that was a special event. I usually do those commission marathons like once a year. However, we'll probably be doing one again because I got hit with those floods in San Diego. So we're once I actually figure out when I have the time to do it, we'll probably do another one as well. But I can do the AP card commissions. Those I can pretty much do on a rolling basis. So I can do those whenever. You can DM me if you want to get one of those, which is what she got. So kind of like that.
For those who missed it yesterday during the spoilathon, we did get custom called shot glasses. And as I had alluded to earlier, the rules are it's got to be one of our products that we have created, 10 boxes or more. Since you will know everything that is in every single box, you will be armed with the answers to what could possibly be in there. And if there are 50% or more remaining and you call the exact item, you will be getting a shot glass.
I want that. That's solid.
Right. Hey, listen, Paul, you know what? I will get one out to you. Because, Paul, I know this is right up your alley.
Get it because he plays Fortnite, so I think you should get a shot of it.
It's square.
Danny, this is gonna be for you. It's like a pouch, and if you can't see far, then you could use this.
Oh,
Look
thank
at the
you.
details that I made, like right in the front.
Oh, that's great filigree work.
And it might like do that, but you can like close it by doing it.
I like it.
Can't tell you how often one of those sneaks by and it's just like, yeah, grab it. Oops.
Oh, what did you
You're
You're
not
break?
the
right.
only
others.
one.
I'm sorry, what?
What did you break?
You're not the only one.
Oh, no, we were talking the upside down Landos.
Yeah,
But,
they've become a collector's item now.
I hate that. I try my best not to do that to them. But part of me is almost like, hey, like every 3 sets, I should do one upside down by accident.
It'll be the new chase. Dangle
wonder-
says, "Let's see some blood. 3 more people need to buy in, and then we will be doing some ridiculousness." I actually have it right next to me. I figured it was going to be a quiet Friday, but just in case.
Oh yeah, those There Will Be Blood breaks are freaking awesome. I need my other pencil though. Or just remember this.
You know, Lee being so famous and selling out in one day really put a damper on our week.
Sorry.
Dang you being famous.
And highly sought after.
Right?
Yes, I know.
Man, and I got his phone number in my phone. That makes me special.
I used to have Glenn Danzig's phone number in my phone until he changed his number. But
Isn't that the guy that got knocked out backstage?
that was why. By the way, I met the guy who punched him, and he wrote a book on how to. I think it's called like how to knock out a rock star and ruin your life.
Yeah, not getting gigs after that.
Well, he was basically on the same bill.
Yeah, he was
But-
his opening act, yeah.
Yeah, but Danzig kept changing everything on everybody, and finally it's like he was like, well, I want to go up early, so he went up early, but he also doesn't want anybody finishing after him, so he just told everybody to go home. And so that pissed off a bunch of the bands who he basically jumped ahead of at this rock festival. And so one of the guys that he was talking to was none too thrilled about it, and Glenn threw a swing, took a swing at him, and he retaliated and cold cocked him. But yeah, it's Glenn had him like blacklisted and all kinds of crap. So
What up, Scoops? How you
Unfortunately,
doing?
it's- ruined his career.
So, for those who don't know, I don't know if Scuba has shared this with anybody, but I'm going to blow up Scuba's spot, and y'all are going to be pretty excited for him. I'm jealous of Scuba right now. Scuba is at a pinball fest. He is in an undisclosed city that I'm not going to dox him, so it'll be up to him if he wants to share where it is. He is surrounded now by hundreds of pinball machines, some that are classics and some that haven't even been released yet. So, of course, he sends me a photo of the new Princess Bride machine.
Oh,
I know. So hopefully, for those who follow Scuba on social media, hopefully he will be doing us a solid and updating us. Mr. Young! Mr. Young knows where he is.
And because I'm on Lee Stream and therefore DCD Stream, I can't give Scoob my customary hello. So dang it.
say something in British.
Still counts as English and still be against terms of service. So I'll behave myself.
Bummer.
We're allowed to say bloody wanker, right?
Not in the UK.
Really?
A Tom and Jerry cartoon was banned for 30 years because of the use of the word bloody.
Really?
Oh wow.
Yes.
Wow.
It was the Dietrich era, and it was set aboard a pirate ship, and the captain says, walk the bloody plank, and that's what got it banned for 30 years.
That's nuts.
That is nuts.
Now,
But there you go.
bloody is the spoken alternative to the F-bomb, more or less.
No, not really. It was always very watered down. But
We could say
BBC
frack.
It's true.
Yeah.
We can say frack. You can say go frack yourself.
BBC
Mr.
was very draconian.
Mr. Young is up for a little bit of redemption here. That leaves 2 spots left.
There will be blood.
I have a feeling there will be. With those two, they won't even care. They'll be like, don't open the envelopes. Just pick.
It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. It's basically gonna be Mr. Young going, Dangle, pick the one you want. I'll let you have it.
DC, don't even open it. We're gonna do it blind.
I'll take it.
Dangle, what are you picking? I'll take that. Mr. Young, what are you taking? I'll take that.
It's that Simpsons episode with Mr. Burns trying to give the bribe. You can take the bribe, or what's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
A bribe.
Yes, Smithers.
I think they should both buy 2 spots, and it should just be Dangle versus Mr. Young. And we should have a special. It'll be special. This will be the only one where I allow take backsies. The only
Just so we can
stipulation.
sit here all night long.
The only stipulation is you can't do an immediate take backsie.
That makes sense.
It'll be modified rules. Take backs are allowed, just not immediate.
Sounds legit.
Dang. Dangle's like, I've done well in the last 2, so I'm due to get fracked. But he's like, I'm down. Here you go. The ball's in your court. You guys, I listen. I'm all for it. I'll do anything to have some fun today. I was gonna plan on just staring into the camera and laugh.
At Lee's artwork. It's like, look what he did.
Or that.
Oh, speaking of, DC, have you seen the trailer for Boy Kills World yet?
Boy
It kills
Kills
world.
World. No. Is Topanga in it?
No, Bill Skarsgård he plays a deaf and mute guy in it, and it's kind of like Hunger Games, but comedy. Gratuitously violent, but the guy's internal monologue that he uses throughout the entire film is John H. Benjamin.
Oh my. Okay, wait. Time out. All right. Boy Kills. Yep.
While you're looking that up, Bill Skarsgård is also Eric Draven in the new Crow movie. And the trailer just came out like yesterday or the day before, and I'm very sad.
Oh,
I've
Famke
watched it,
Janssen's in
and
there too.
I would just like to say to all the Crow fans, welcome to where all the Aliens fans have been for decades.
It's like,
Just disappointment after disappointment.
it's like, please stop. And the sad thing is the one that I thought was going to be epic was Jason Momoa was originally attached to it, and I was super excited about that one because he wanted to do something more like the comic book, and he loved that idea of the gothic romance. And now it's just kind of like goth John Wick.
Oh, excuse me. Oh.
I wouldn't
Kinda
even
what
go.
we've-
I wouldn't even go goth John Wick because listening to his voice in the trailer, I'm like, that is a East London SoundCloud rapper who sells drugs on the weekend. Would be my most accurate description of that one.
That's those guys who hand you the CD when you're walking down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's funny? 90% of the ones that they hand you are blank. So if you remember being a kid and you get a CD, you can flip it upside down. You can see whether it's been written on because it'll have a different type of refracting rainbow. So we were at the Santa Monica Pier. And this dude's like, oh, I'm the next blah, 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 blah. Here, take my disc. And like, he's like, any donations help. I flip it over. I look at it, I go, oh, it's blank. And he looked dumbfounded like, how did you know that? I'm like, bruh, I'm old enough that we used to look for hidden tracks by seeing the rainbow, then the space, and then the rainbow again. That's how you knew your CD had a hidden track on it. I was like, so I can spot a blank CD from a billion miles away. Nowadays, everything's digital. Nobody burns CDs unless it's, never mind. Forget it. Just stopping full stop. I just heard in my ear, I heard Paul clear his throat. Either that or he's biting his hand again.
Yeah, probably a bit of both.
So anyway, so I just looked at it, I was like, oh yeah, that's blank, and I handed it back to him. I was like, do you have one that has something written on it? He just looked at me and was just like, hold on. He starts like digging through. I'm like, so you do have actual copies in there, but you're just trying to hustle. I'm like, bro, listen, first of all, I'm old. Second of all, I'm from New York. And third, I'm Italian. Like, an old New York Italian, you're not going to get much by him.
How are you Italy?
Can't hustle us. I will have to do that because like I can tell if a CD's been burned also.
Yeah.
But because again I'm that old. But it's kind of funny because I also have this problem where I just assume people are being honest.
Yeah.
Don't.
I always just assume everyone is guilty and is trying to scam me. So Doug and Trevor will tell you one of my favorite sayings is, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when it's here. When it's in my hands, then it's real. And until I have witnessed it, it's not real. It doesn't exist. And that's how I live my life. It's a sad existence, but it's one that, doesn't get my hopes up for something that just isn't going to materialize.
I have heard this. Like I've actually been, sitting with you and something cool was mentioned and you're like, oh, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, until it's in my hands, it doesn't exist. It's not real. It's a figment of your imagination. Much like
Shohei Ohtani
Like,
going to the Dodgers. I'll believe it when I see it.
yeah, right. By the way, congratulations, Shohei. I know you're a big fan of the show. I know you're typically watching, but chances are you're going to watch the rerun with the Japanese subtitles after training. Congratulations on your marriage to your lovely wife, who is also a professional athlete, a very high level athlete as well. So
Nice.
super stoked for that. They are going to have wonder babies. I'm very stoked to see the generation that spawns from Ohtani and Mrs. Ohtani, or Mr. and Mrs. Shohei. I can't remember if he already flipped it or if it hasn't been flipped yet. Either way, because surnames are backwards over there and blah blah blah.
Yep.
Either
so
way,
Bai Ling's actually Ling Bai.
it is true. I learned that from who was it? It was Chow Yun Fat. I'm like, so your last name is Fat? No, Chow is the last name. Oh,
Yep.
sorry,
The
Mr. Fat.
family name is first.
Yep. But I digress. Yeah, stoked about that. Saw that, was pretty excited. Also saw that the Rams signed Jimmy G to a year. Oh, that was crazy for those who follow the foosball. Oh,
Foosball.
hey, what you drawing?
Me
Yeah,
or your kid?
you.
Oh, I'm doing an Ahsoka Ventress. Ahsoka Ventress. Sorry, Asajj Ventress. Sorry, I've got an Ahsoka list right next to me.
I was like, oh, you're creating a new character. I see.
Ms. How are you?
Dangle wants to know if Mr. Young is going to grab a second so that they can go head to head.
I am doing well, Ms. We're dual streaming with DCD.
That's me.
And we just did well, they're doing a There Will Be Blood break right now, or hopefully doing it right now. But I did a break with them Wednesday, which was supposed to last all week, but we sold out the first night, so I'm still doing all the artwork from it. But so yeah, this is all the paintings and stuff. There we go. So, but so these are all the cards that we did for that series. Also, by the way, we did a really cool thing on this one that I loved. That we rolled D20s, and people who got a critical hit, they got upgraded to so instead of this size, they got this size. So essentially triple the size, which is fun.
My husband's making me get on and say hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh,
Congratulations on the house.
I am fantastic.
Hi. Yeah, we're excited. It'll be nice.
So when's the housewarming party, and where's my invite?
It's a little far from California, don't you think?
Listen, for the type of party I imagine that's going to be, I'd be willing to fly in for that.
I traditionally bring fire extinguishers to housewarming parties.
Sweet. That's a great idea, actually.
No, and like literally, I think it is the best housewarming gift ever. So I gave one to Steve and Maddie thought I was joking, and I literally brought them a fire extinguisher as a gift.
Did I tell the story of the fire that we had to evacuate for this week on
No.
stream yet? Oh my goodness, I forgot to tell the story. Our apartment had a fire. We had to evacuate at 1:30 in the morning on Monday morning.
Ew.
2 doors down had a kitchen fire. Bad. Like 5 figures bad.
At 1 in the morning?
At 1:30 in the morning. Yes. And so the alarm goes off. Now, I've lived in enough apartments that I know 92.756% of all fire alarms that go off in an apartment are somebody smoking or somebody burning bacon, and it's not a big deal. After like 5 minutes, it stops.
Or some kid pulled the alarm.
Yeah. So I see the light come on in the kitchen. I'm like, oh, the entire house is up. So we walk out, and Mrs. The Breaker's like, should we leave? And I'm like, it's been on a while. She sticks her head out the door, goes, oh, fire, smoke. And I'm like, what? She opens the door, and it's billowing smoke in the hallway. I was like, all right, evacuate. Let's get the cats. We had to scramble, catch the cats. Jimmy was an absolute trooper at 8 years old, got up. We told him there was a fire. We had to go and that everything was going to be okay. And he was level, didn't panic, got dressed, helped with the cats. We grabbed a couple of important documents and out the door. So we drove around, noticed there were no police cars or anything there yet. So we're like, oh, how bad is it? It can't be that bad. The sprinklers didn't go on. So I was like, well, if the sprinklers didn't go on, it's not a high temperature fire. So after waiting outside for like, I don't know, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, I was a former fireman in the Navy. I was like, listen, I'm going to go back up. I'm going to get a lowdown. So I go up, and I get to, and it's literally 2 doors down from us. And the one of the head of maintenance, Hector, awesome guy, huge Eagles fan, but we're not going to hold it against him. He, I walked up and was like, hey man, and there is just extinguisher, expellerant everywhere. There is chars on the walls, and I'm like, we good? He's like, yeah. So the reason it was smoking so bad right next to our door is our apartment doesn't have fire extinguishers in the apartment. They're in the hallway. So he brought the fire into the hallway so that he could extinguish it quicker, i.e. the flaming pan. And the hallway is concrete as opposed to the fake wood linoleum floors that are in the apartment.
Smart.
Yeah, so he put out the pan in the hallway and then went in and put out the fire in the kitchen because it's one of those huge, like 25-pound or 30-pound silver ones.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason it looked so bad was because it was right next door, 2 doors down, and he extinguished it in the hallway. So I was perfectly accepting. All right, everything we own is gone. I'm gonna have to get insurance. Gonna have to pay out. I'm gonna have to commission Lee to make exact copies of all the stuff he's made for me, and I gotta reach out to Paul and get him to do exact. I was thinking, man, this is just gonna be a pain in the butt. Thankfully, I don't have to commission you guys anymore, so you're welcome.
Well, if the insurance covered it, it would have been awesome.
Yeah, well, we have renter's insurance, and I don't know if because we have homeowners and renters because we have a house in New York. I think, and this is actually what got me into the conversation with you, earlier is because I had to look into it. That the homeowners may cover items that are in storage and such. And we think we would be, between the two, able to do that. But we didn't need to, so it's all good.
Wait, get
Yeah,
back to work. Get ready to throw hands.
I remember I was working at Verizon one time, and one of the online help girls came running into the design team, and it was like 5 a.m. So there was only the people insane were at the office, and so she ran to the studio side where all the artists and stuff are. She's screaming that there's a fire in the kitchen. So I run in there, and it's basically a toaster oven on fire. And there was and it's right underneath a bunch of rolls of paper towels, which are now underneath the cabinet. So first thing I did was run over, smack the paper towels away so that they wouldn't catch on fire. And there was a cookie sheet. So I grabbed that, set it down, just picked up the toaster oven, set it on the cookie sheet, ran it downstairs, outside, threw it in the parking lot.
Nope, that's a big nope. 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 Oh, big spider. No.
I think DC's being assaulted.
I don't know where it went, James. That's why I'm freaking out. Oh,
To be fair,
yucky.
I hate spiders too.
Ow.
Was that a legit spider?
I think it was a legit spider, yeah.
Roland says he'll find out later where it went.
Yes, thank you, movie Arachnophobia, for giving me my absolute fear of spiders. Seriously, I was fine with spiders until I saw that movie and I went, nope, that's it. I'm done with those.
That's right. I'm bad. I just love John Goodman in that movie.
What happened?
I don't
I
know
think
where
it was
it
a
went.
Was that a legit spider?
I don't
DC?
know where
Oh,
it
he can't hear
is.
us.
No. Right now, he's doing his best impression of the scene with the two face huggers from Aliens.
Ah, yes.
Wave your arms at the camera, set off the fire alarm.
Yeah, don't set off the sprinklers in that building.
Oh.
Oh my god, the amount of art that's in that building.
Yeah, exactly. And some of mine's in there.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is when before Chad passed away, his office was across the hall, and it was very entertaining, or like entertaining, shocking. Entertaining is a bad word. Essentially he's like, "Hey, come into my office," and I was like, "Okay." So I go into his office, and he points at the wall, and it's Wonder Woman, and it's the Wonder Woman I drew. And I'm just all like, holy crap. And it's got this beautiful, like, gorgeous frame on it and stuff. And it's just like, this thing looks amazing. And then he's like, yeah, you should check out the rest of the art. There's also one behind the door. And so there's a Superman behind the door. So I close the door, and facing the Wonder Woman, because he's like, yeah, it'd be really cool to have Superman and Wonder Woman facing each other. In his hallway, he's got an Andy Warhol Superman facing the Wonder Woman piece I did. And then he's like, hey, you should go in the lion room. And because he commissioned a lion piece off me. So I went into the lion room. And in the lion room, there is my lion hanging on the wall.
Do you see it anywhere?
Next to a Picasso lion.
It's not on me, right?
and a Frank Frazetta line. I'm not just like, "Gang, gang, gang, gang."
Spider-Man
You amongst the greats, huh?
went to his
Yeah, dude, just just the I was still kind of shocked by the Superman one when I saw the Frazetta, and Frazetta is like one of my all-time favorites, so I was just like flabbergasted. Warhol's cool, but why is the kid hunting for the spider? Chicken Dad?
Now, I'm going to give you another movie analogy here. Do you remember when they're hunting down the chestburster in Alien? This is kind of what it's reminiscent of.
So what you're saying is John Hurt is somewhere in that room laying down going, "Not again!"
Pretty much.
Okay.
And I am actually drawing saying Spaceballs at the moment, so well played.
He's like,
Not
"Good
that
pull."
scene though. I'm doing the close up of Rick Moranis nudging the guy out of the way when the camera's zooming in on him with what's the line? There was only one man who would dare give me the raspberry.
Lone Star.
Star.
All right. For
It's
those
like,
who are not aware, I am a legitimate diagnosed arachnophobic. Not
I
one of those,
just diagnosed you with that.
I'm not one of those people that are, oh, I don't like spiders, I'm an arach. No, I'm actually, as you have just witnessed, I have a visceral, violent, and sometimes incapacitating response to spiders. And the only thing worse than seeing a spider is seeing a spider and then not knowing where it went. Which is the problem I'm having right now, because my skin is crawling because I don't know where this is. And at any moment, it can jump out, latch onto my face, bite my eyes, and suck all of the liquid out of them, leaving little prune raisin eyeballs in my empty sockets.
So what you're saying is spiders are the commies in Doctor Strangelove, and they're after your precious bodily fluids.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay, Daddy, because see, look at Spider Ham.
I like that. I love that James is like, "It's okay, Daddy. I'll get the spider."
I am really sweating right now. I have
Kevin,
look at this. I
Kevin's
got
asking,
a
Kevin's
flop
asking,
sweat.
what'd you do in the Navy? Did you jump off the ship?
No. So in the Navy, it wasn't the spiders that were the issue; it was the cockroaches, and those don't bother me. But we did have a guy get bit on the face by a brown recluse and lost a dime-sized piece of his cheek.
Oh.
My God.
And he
I know a
lit-
guy who got bit in his abdomen by a brown recluse. He lost about a foot.
yeah, we. Oh God, it's just I'm on edge now.
It's okay, Daddy.
I'm blotchy. Like my heart is not made for this.
Look. It's okay.
Be right
You know
back.
how I'm a Spider Ham?
James has you covered, man.
Thank you, buddy.
And he got safe.
Oh yeah, James thankfully did not inherit my arachnophobia.
Being bit by a
Yeah,
spider.
Don says. So what you're saying is Doug and Trevor release spiders to keep you from spoiling upcoming products.
God.
When you jump
Yeah,
like that,
you
I
say
thought
it,
that's
lady.
what
You say it.
I thought that's what was happening. I was like, did you just get like did Dr. Spoiler like attack the room or something?
Oh man, that is. I would be better if I could see it, because I could probably. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so hot
I
right
know
now.
what are big. The tarantulas.
You heard it here first, people. DC is sexy.
Yeah. Hey Jimmy. I'm gonna ask my son to do it. Hey buddy, could you go inside that box? Could you get there's. All right. There are 2 envelopes in there, 2 black little things. Could you get those for me, please? Because your dad is a coward. Listen, it's not my fault. It is a real phobia. It's a real thing. It's I have no control over it, as you can see. Yeah, the one that, see how it's sliding under there? I want both of those, and hope there's no spider on it. Okay, put it over there. Put it over there, please. And just
So
there we go.
after you end your stream,
Yeah.
because this story requires language and description, I will tell you the worst spider story I have ever I have seen myself. And I'll tell you what I did when I was a little kid, not much older than James there.
I will call you over if I get attacked again, James.
Well, actually, I can tell that one. So when I was about James's age, we were camping out in Mount Laguna, and my mom screamed one morning, and I ran to her tent, and she's like in the middle of. She has a big dome tent, family-sized dome tent. And I got a little pup tent, but I run into her tent. And she's in the middle of the floor looking up, and I look up, and there's just these massive shadows, and they're on the outside of the tent, but it's underneath the rain slicker. And so I run out and I unhook the rain slicker and throw it back, and it is just millions of daddy long legs surrounding, like huddled to stay warm in her tent. On the outside, in that 6-inch gap between the tent and the rain slicker.
Look, you can see. Hold on. This is how you know that I am. It's not. Look. I'm. Look at this. The blotching. I'm having literally a physical. This is how you know that the difference between a true actual phobia, something that is an actual psychological issue, compared to somebody's like, oh, I just don't like that. It's like people who don't like onions. I'm allergic to onions. No, you're not. You just don't like onions. You don't want to pick them off. This, you can't fake that. That is a physiological response to fear. It is uncontrollable. It is embarrassing, but it is something I cannot control.
Eesh.
So I have. Some people have heard this story. I have my first introduction to wolf spider story. That I will tell it a condensed version of it, and then we will have blood because Mr. Young and Dangle have sold this out. They're
To an
gonna go.
accord to shed blood.
And what I was trying to do when I was assaulted by the spider was I was gonna donate 2 extra hits for you guys to fight over, to make it more fun as a thank you for entertainment value. And look what I get for my generosity. I get attacked by a deadly spider. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Thank you. So briefly, brief story. No good deed goes unpunished. Amen, brother. So I moved to Florida, and I have always had.
That's your first problem.
Yeah, I've always had the fear of spiders. And I. Somebody would always joke, but oh, you got to watch out for the wolf spiders. That time I moved to Florida, I was like, oh, whatever. So I had been there for about 2 weeks. And I was living with my grandparents. I was helping take care of my grandfather who was dying of cancer. And we were at this little mom and pop shop. It was like one of those places where you can buy like hand painted signs and cute little things that you'd get. And I saw this. It was a sign that was leaning against the sill, and it had strawberries painted on it. But is this a deadly spider or a spider? No, they are. Can you add the dead spider as an extra hit? Would frame it. I don't know where the spider is. I don't think it's dead. I'm pretty sure it's still alive, and that's why I'm freaking out. So it was this sign, and it had strawberries beautifully painted on it. My mother used to decorate our childhood kitchen in strawberries. She loved strawberries. She loved strawberries so much. Darryl Strawberry is her favorite player. Even though I don't think he's ever seen him play baseball. So I was like, oh, I'm going to get this for my mother. Hold on, Bubba.
Oh, yeah.
Just push that way. You got to push the chair out and then push the garbage away, and then you can bring that in. So, oh God, I'm dying here. So I pick up the sign to kind of to bring it in and see if she could paint my mother's name, like Kathy's Kitchen, on it. And then I woke up, and I'm on the ground, and I must have spilled the big gulp of pop that I was drinking all over myself because I was soaking wet. And I wake up, I got the sign in my hand, and the woman rushes over, and in this beautiful little Southern belle drawl goes, "Oh, honey, are you okay?" And I'm like, I don't know what just happened right now. She's like, "Oh, darling, I saw the whole thing." She goes, "You picked up that sign, that wolf spider ran right up your arm, and your legs just went all accordion, sweetie." And I'm like, "Ma, what now?" She goes, "You just turned pale as a ghost, and your legs just buckled, and you fell." And, oh, honey, I was like, "Did I spill my drink?" She goes, "Honey, you didn't have a drink." Yeah, so full release of the bladder while I was unconscious. And of course, now I'm like, no, this is false. Somebody, this is a prank. I was drugged. They followed me until I fell, and this is on camera somewhere. Where is I'm being punked. No, so I have no memory of it. Fun fact, when you get knocked out or faint, you can lose anywhere between 2 and 15 seconds of your memory as it takes time to register. So I don't have anything in my memory banks other than me picking up the sign. And apparently the wolf spider ran up my arm, and I fainted, peed my pants, and
Do I like him?
and then was like, you know what? I don't need the sign. I'm gonna go home. I went home. I took a shower. Do you see her? But did it bite you? I don't think so. But yeah, that was it. And then I go home. My grandmother's like, "What happened?" And I told her the story, and she laughed, and I cried. And then that was when we realized.
Thanks, Grandma.
Yeah, that was when we realized it was bad. You ain't cool unless you pee your pants. That's right. So that's a true story that happened in Florida, in just north of Orlando, Florida, and that was when I knew that it was not just, oh, I'm scared of spiders. No, it's like I got a problem with spiders.
Is it Orlando, Florida, or is it Orlando, Florida?
Orlando, O-Town. So yeah, that is that. I have tried to condition myself against spiders, and basically, if it's bigger than my pinky nail, it's a nope. I can't do it. I can't be in the room with it. I can't be near it. It's bad. If it's in a cage and I know it's locked, or not a cage, but like glass, and I know it's locked, I'm okay.
I actually saw this thing where that. So, since it was a big spider, it was actually kind of like a tarantula because a tarantula are big. That's actually a fun fact. So I think you saw either a tarantula. Oh, yeah, I got you.
For those who don't know what a wolf spider is, a wolf spider can be about the size of a average person's hand. They are furry, similar to a tarantula. They are often gray, and they are fast. They're called wolves because they're furry and fast, and can often be found in little packs until adulthood, when they go off on their own. They are terrifying. And when I say fast, I'm not joking.
They're not dangerous, though, are they?
No, they're completely harmless to the average person. To me, they are deadly.
It's okay,
So what
Daddy,
you're saying
don't-
is you're above average.
I'm below average. I'm below average, and anybody that's ever met me will tell you that. I just come off really good on TV. But I
So
digress.
when I was gonna say when I was camping with my mom and that whole thing, I actually reached in and I was grabbing handfuls of daddy long legs, and there was a fire pit, and I threw them in there, and the coals were still hot, and because I was trying to get rid of them so my mom would stop screaming, and but I was just grabbing daddy long legs by the millions and throwing them in this fire pit, and I kid you not, there is a shrieking noise when you have, I don't know if it was air escaping from them or whatever, but it sounds almost like screaming when you throw millions of daddy long legs in a fire pit.
Yeah.
Mandala says you are overcome by the vapors, and now you have wolf spider powers, which means you're hairy and fast.
Yes. Well, one of the two. All right, folks. I apologize for that. Thank you, Sapphoros, for not clipping that. I see that 0 clips were made, so thank you for that. I figured somebody would love to throw that in my face at a later date.
Daddy,
I'm now going to do my job. Sorry, Dangle.
Yeah,
Sorry,
will be.
Mr. Young. But I am.
Did you?
it's
Are they still doing the
Spider-Man.
extra break, or are we
I-
just gonna wrap that?
No, I'm giving it. I had my 8-year-old pull them out of the box.
wow, Daddy, you literally tried to threaten me by tarantula.
No, it's fine, baby.
It kind of looked like a tarantula.
Involves a spider falling from the ceiling and me jumping 3 feet into the air and shrieking.
I like the Poro.
Oh, we all like Sapphoros.
Yeah, he's my buddy.
All right, I think my blood pressure is back down below 200, so let's get in now. Listen, for this, Jimmy, I do have to have you either at your desk there, right next to me, or on the couch because I need a lot of room for this one. Is that okay? If there's a spider, I will come get you, and you can save me.
Yeah, you can move me all the way over here.
Okay.
That's
So
actually
I
not
have a
cool.
question on my channel really fast, and it is Mr. McGreefy says, "Hey Cozy, I got a question for you. Is your Twitch profile pic Mr. Gone from the Max?" No, actually. It is a zombie skull that my kid drew for me when he was a baby. He would see me drawing, and he started drawing little zombie skulls everywhere because I was doing horror comics and stuff at the time. And so we adopted it as our logo. And by the way, my kid gets a royalty check every time we use that logo for something. So car collector, my kid's actually getting, it's only like $5, but he still to this day, every time we use it for something. So for those jerseys, I'm giving him $5 a jersey.
Dope. Mr. Young, are you ready? We know Dangle's dialed in. Are you ready for this mess?
Bum, bum, bum.
Man, oh man, you got like my skin is still crawling. Like it is visceral.
So
All right.
what you're saying is, I need to draw DC as in Indiana Jones, Temple, Raiders of the Lost Ark, except it's a giant wolf spider in front of him instead of the snake.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like I handle snakes, rats, mice. I've even had to kick a possum out of a garbage can. Like the stuff that you should be, fear of. No, spiders. Ants are fine. Ants don't bother me. Praying mantis. I pick them up and
Actually,
hang out with them.
fun fact.
Stood off against a
Daddy,
bear
at work
once.
When he was at work
Yeah.
doing, so when he was at work, I think doing the pipes,
Why did it have to be spiders?
he actually,
I think you need to do Indiana Jones running from the ball, but it's a wolf spider.
accidentally come up on his knees and prayed him.
Yep. Praying mantises would climb on me. I love bugs. It's just
God,
not.
Oh, Kevin is evil. Kevin's in
we
my
saw
chat
a
saying
skunk bug.
Jimmy needs to
And
find a
big
piece of
bug.
lint, a really nice fuzzy piece of lint, and just set it on your shoulder occasionally.
Yeah, there is. When I was doing my family-friendly improv show, the only time I ever swore on stage is when somebody put a fake spider on my water bottle. One of those really realistic silicone ones. On my water bottle, and I knew where my water bottle was on stage, so I just reached down, grabbed it, felt it, looked down, and dropped an F-bomb. And I was like, "Oh, sorry, kids. You can blame whoever did that to me." And I walked off stage, and I didn't do the show.
Yep.
All right. So there will be blood. Oh yes. There will be blood. Dangle and Mr. Young, each with 2 slots apiece, are going to battle to the death with modified rules. Whereas each person can do take backsies, which are normally banned, but they cannot take back from the most recent steal. They have to basically wait a turn and figure the logistics out on that. To sweeten the deal, 6 items instead of 4 are going to be added into the mix. We are going to open everything we see here except for these. I'm leaving these sealed to be evil. And once we have everything opened, I am then going to random your names 7 times on random.org, and that'll be the order that you pick from.
I made this guy.
Thank you, buddy. If for some reason it ends up being 2 the same, like Dangle, Mr. Young, or Mr. Young, Dangle, it's okay. Because the extra 2 items, the reason I'm adding them is it's going to give an additional pick to somebody, which can cause that additional layer of chaos. So, without any further ado, let me show you the 4 items that they will be dueling for. Now, for those who are just seeing this for the first time, this is actually a guaranteed items. They are going to get each of them 2 of the 4 items that we have in front, with the bonuses included as well. So they are absolutely getting an item out of here. They are basically splitting this break down the middle. It's just fun to see who's going to get what. The first item is DCD Collects presents We've Got You Covered. Sketch covers by Daniel Govar, Gus Mauk, Zio Lee, Jeff Pena, Elvin Hernandez, and Kevin, the Legend P. West.
Kevin P. West, the kid.
Hey, Kevin, he's in my channel.
All right, let's see what the first item is. Good luck, you two.
Yep.
Feels thick.
Giggity.
Oh, goodness gracious. That's a little bit of Elvin Hernandez, Marvel Comics. Number 1000. Got some Iron Man, old school. Is that Mark II, Mark III? Hello there.
General Kenobi.
And that is on a thick boy. Hey, let me ask you this. Paul Maitland, you like him thick, don't you?
You?
Oh, buddy.
I think I actually have a Marvel Comics 1000 blank sitting around somewhere that I need to figure out what I'm going to do on.
Something thick.
Something thick.
1,000.
All right, we're just going to call that Iron Man.
Yeah, that's Iron Man.
All right, Jimmy, we got it, buddy.
Oh, okay.
All right. Then DCD Collects presents Fun Pop Art featuring Zio Lee. These also come with the Upper Deck Funko Pop trading cards as well.
Oh, I want that.
We still have not pulled the redemption for the pop out of there either.
Ooh.
Please
Oh, we know that guy. Here is the pencil print that Zio includes with his comic. And that right there.
Boba Fett, my favorite
Oh.
guy?
Is that a Sarlacc pit, or are you just happy to see me?
Oh my god, I want that. Oh, that's so cool.
Hey.
I just looked up for a second. I thought it was Anakin Skywalker, like Darth Vader with his helmet off.
Oh, the scar?
Yeah. I was like, Annie? Nope. Boba. Borneo Moonlit, how are you?
There we go. And the pack that goes with it.
We're watching DCD Collects do their thing.
Yeah, we're doing a thing. We're doing it live.
Amazing.
Do it live!
Still one of my most favorite behind the scenes clips. All right, Thor, Baby Groot, Odin, Goose.
My favorite.
Oh, the redemption! I told you it was in there. I
Ooh.
told you that adds a layer. That is your redemption. That is going to go with the Boba Fett.
Do we know what type of Funko it is, or?
Somebody said it was a Captain America exclusive. I have heard it is going to be, depending on, they're making a run of them. And then as those run out, they'll do another one. So it is, I heard it was Captain America, but that could change depending on how many are redeemed.
Alright, let's see what you got.
All right, and the other one from Fun Pop Art. Darth Vader.
There we go. Annie?
Annie? Annie?
I can do it.
Anakin Skywalker?
Is that you,
Annie.
Annie? You got it so big.
I think what was, I'm trying to remember. I think it was Mandala was the one who said that it's like no wonder he went psychotic. Everybody just kept calling him Annie his whole life.
But
So-
is he okay?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No.
And the children? The children, Annie?
Are you trying to kill them?
That's brutal.
Hey,
Although,
listen,
babysitter of the year on Coruscant for 4 years running.
right? He just doesn't like sand.
It gets every place.
Ooh.
Oh, there's a gold vision.
Ooh, that's
You gotta stop, Bubba. I love you, and I know you're a hype man, but you gotta relax, baby boy. Grazie. There's a Funko short.
Can I see?
Yeah.
Okay.
T'Challa.
That's really nice.
The Stonekeeper, aka Red Skull variant.
Okay, yeah, that's really nice. I want those type of Funko cards.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's
Maybe you should ask your dad for them.
Hey, Dad, can I have them?
No.
Oh. Man, no.
And and finally, Sean Chen
Sean Chen.
published. Inside here is a published original page by Sean Chen. Yeah, and Mr. Young. Trust me, Jimmy is he's well taken care of.
No, I don't want that thing.
Mickey Finnegan, aka Swaggle and Sean Chen signed Sanity. By the way, Mickey, aka Swaggle Mickey is doing the Kickstarter for the next Sanity. This is the sought after and now banned Sean Chen Genesis 24/7 book.
Why is it banned?
It's banned because they cannot produce that again and had to change the name of one of the characters.
Ah, yes.
So that book cannot be found anywhere.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna draw that.
All
I
right,
always love those. That's my favorite part of his artwork, honestly.
the back.
Yeah, the thumbnailing and sketching he does on the back to
So this is Fantastic Four, The Bridge, number 1, page 7. This, my friends, is an A page. I see Sue. I see the Thing, and I see Johnny. Oh, you bad mamma jamma, this is a heck of a page.
It's backwards.
It is on the big screen.
Hold your horses right now. This is
Headshot. I'm not even on camera anymore. Did it freeze? Yeah.
oh my
Yep, that is a good one.
beautiful.
There we go. Holy criminy.
Perfectly captured as
I just, even though I know it doesn't fit here, but I just, to me, he's saying, "What's in the box?"
the
Always.
face kind of looks like he's pooping.
There's Sue. Hey, Sue.
Another thing.
And some, what I have to assume is Johnny based on the, "I don't care about what you're saying" look.
Or they walked in on him doing something.
With the robots?
Yeah, the robot's
Maybe.
behind
It's
him.
Johnny.
You're correct. I wouldn't put anything past that pervert.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to say it.
Paul feels called out.
Wait a tick.
Have to watch my mouth on screen, do I? Yeah, I heard that one before.
Honestly, Dangle, there is only one more left, and I think then we're done. I don't think there are any more after that. We'd have to reconfigure and rebuild it. So, yeah, there's only one more that we could possibly do of these based on the current configuration, because that will pretty close to sell out 2 of those items. All right, so we
You're
have...
assuming Sean Chen's one of them?
No, we actually have a lot of Sean Chen's.
Oh my god, those things are awesome.
I know. I still don't understand how they did not sell. But it's fine. Eventually, I am going to buy some back from the company. So I'm not pushing them too hard, because if I do, you guys will sell them out, and then I can't have them. And the only way that I can have them is by not really selling you guys hard on them, which I won't do.
He said hard.
He's like, I have 4 or 5 of them. All right, so
US says, flame on!
we go. Pieces 1, pieces 2. All right, so this is what it's going to look like. Iron Man, Boba, Darth, Sean Shen, pieces 1 and pieces 2. Seven times randomed to get the order. It's gonna be Dangle Mr. Young, Dangle Mr. Young.
Dangle, Mr. Young.
It don't get no better.
That's a pattern.
It is a pattern. Good boy.
Dangle, Mr. Young, dangle, dangle, dang, Mr. Young, dangle, Mr. Young, dangle, dangle, dang, dangle-lang. Dangle, D-E, angle.
All right, let me write. If again the labor laws, I absolutely would. All right, Dangle Lang, you are up. How would you like to start the 2-person massacre, the duel of the fates, or should I say the duel of the friends? Tangle's like, Mr. Young, my DMs are open.
That is true. That is true.
So how this works for those who are tuning in for the first time, they will take turns selecting what they want. Your choice is from this list right here, or to steal from your neighbor and the item can only be stolen 3 times. Once it is stolen 3 times, it is locked in. We keep track through a color-coded system of green, yellow, and red. This is a special modified affair. We are going with modified rules. They are allowed to steal from each other, but just not an immediate steal back, or as we call them, take backsies. So, it is now, because we're 12, it is right. Mr. Young, it's up to you. A lot of strategery is needed when it's only one-on-one.
It's also claimed why we actually preceded the purchase. So the designer had to pick it up. So he had to say maybe
Boba.
so.
All right, Dangle-Lang.
After the start, so all I had to do was just put it on. He turned it on.
Boba comes with that extra pop. That's
Wraps
kind of a nice get.
and then he paints over it. So that is the closest thing.
And there we go. Almost as early as can possibly be. Dangle says, I'm gonna take that boba back, and there's nothing I'm gonna take that boba from you, and there's nothing you can immediately do.
Aw, man.
Darth!
Ooh.
Darth goes to Mr. Young. Now, Mr. Young, you get to pick again. Oh, goodness gracious. Iron Man. All right, Mr. Young, you get to pick again.
Does work.
If you're not going to watch TV, honey, will you turn it off, please? Thank you.
And then can I come back?
Yeah, absolutely. P1. Dangle. You can end it with P2, or you can get frisky. What you gonna do, brother? Oh, you're just gonna end it. Well, there you go. It's all over. And just like that, there was no blood, but Dangle did get Mr. Young scratched up a little bit. Right? It's just a flesh wound. You have an emote for blood? Nice. Actually, wait a minute. I thought I made an emote for that. Did I not? I didn't. I thought I did. Oh, it might not have gotten approved. Oh. Yeah, yours is the splatter. I made the There Will Be Blood logo into it, and I bet you it did not get approved. Although that would be the first time ever hearing something not get approved. All right, then. Well, let me go ahead real quick and assign these, because you get your proper giveaway spots as well. Iron Man goes to Mr. Young.
We tried it the whole stuff, but it kept changing it on.
Oh, my. Seppuku? All right. Let me get this in here. Boba was, so one of these got done out of order last week. So number 6
Put in something that's his size, that's a square
is Boba, which goes to Dangle. And then Darth. Dangle's like, dude, I'm happy. I think I owe you one. Hey, Mr. Young, ride with that. Ride with it. Sure, you can owe me one. All right, Darth is Mr. Young.
Own me one. It kind of sounds like Obi-Wan. Nope.
There we go. And the Chen going to dangle. Now the wild card. Or I
By the
should
way,
say
while you
wild
do that, I'm going to
cards.
use the restroom. I will be right back.
Hey, you do that. All right. 2023 Pieces of the Past. This is Series 2, so that's one I consider number 2. Number 1 went to Mr. Young. Mr. Young, let's see what's inside. Oh, it's a little, is it FDR? It is FDR. A little piece of FDR pennant. Oh, there you go, Mr. Young. See, both of you are happy, and that's what it's all about. Lady, you're welcome. Sorry it took so long. If you're talking about the one that I sent. If you're not talking about the one you sent, then I'm glad you got it. All right, Dangle, you got Pieces of the Past Series 2. And that is Georgia O'Keeffe. Yeah, whatever. That was anticlimactic.
Thanks, Beth. It's me. Oh. It almost fell.
This is like the perfect time for the spider to come back and be like, remember me! And then kill me.
Daddy,
Da-da-da.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I am actually still here. I've just been very quiet.
Paul's been a good boy.
I've been a special good boy. Yeah.
Somebody give him a milk bone.
I beg your pardon?
For being a good boy.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Anyway, moving on.
Good boys get milk bones.
I believe that was the commercial, right?
Yeah, you know, there's so much I could say, but
Yeah. He's going to wait till DC stream ends.
Hold.
Ooh.
Hold.
Oh, damn it. So much self-control right now. I just hope you appreciate it.
I do. Thank you so much. And so does Jimmy. Jimmy appreciates it too. All right. I am
I
correct.
have troubles picturing Paul playing Fortnite without his mouth taking over.
All right, so the last There Will Be Blood is up. Obviously, I don't expect it to go today, but the one that is up is the last one. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put a banner on it to tell everybody it's the last one.
Last one.
Yep. There we go. And then we can save that for next week. Now, next week, we got something good coming. The following week, we got something good coming. I'm just going to tell you, the next couple of weeks, we got a lot of good things coming that you're really going to want to pay attention to and be very judicious in what you get. Honestly, Dangle, there really wasn't anything in there. It was Georgia O'Keeffe, and it was awful. Not one of the stronger pieces. Hey,
Yeah, thinking of that flashback on
I'm
Family
honest.
Guy now.
One of my favorite Family Guy bits is the Marley Matlin bit with Stewie, and she's walking through the house when he's like, "This is worse than when I was Marley Matlin's flatmate," and she's walking through the house farting with every step, and he's like, "Oh, I know you don't hear them, but you feel them slamming out of there, don't you?"
I like Stewie.
Did you ever see the bit? I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was Seth MacFarlane's Cavalcade of Comedy, or whether it's the live show he did with Alex Borstein, where she did Marley Matlin rings movie phone, and then Marley Matlin walks in.
Well, fun fact, Seth and her are really close friends. They've
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, they're actually really close friends in real life. She has been in a lot of things that he has done. So I heard the rumor that like he will pick on her because they're actually close.
There was somebody who actually got mad at him for it was his name, the dude from The Pianist.
Adrian Brody, because of the nose
Brody.
thing he did.
He got mad at him about the 3D nose thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, it's comedy is not for everybody. You got to be a good sport to have good comedy. So
You gotta be able to laugh at yourself.
exactly.
Speaking of
This
that, did you ever see the clip of where Carrie Elways went to the Family Guy offices the day after the episode aired, where Peter Griffin writes a letter to Carrie Elways saying, like, "You're only famous for wearing a mask." And then Carrie Elways responds to Peter in person at the Family Guy production office.
That is phenomenal. I like Carrie. He's one of my favorite people in the world. One of the only people to ever make me starstruck.
And yet he played a horrible dad. Well, an awkward dad on Liar Liar.
Oh, look, it's the Claw. Ah, it's
Grr.
the Claw.
And he was he was kind of like the villain in Twister as
Saw.
well.
Oh,
And Saw, and Kiss the Girls.
He played recently Andy Warhol in a terrible movie.
oh.
Yeah.
I want somebody to make a movie called A Terrible Movie about Andy Warhol.
Have you ever watched any of Andy Warhol's factory movies?
Yes.
Then you've seen a terrible movie with Andy Warhol.
Yep.
And he's also in the latest Guy Ritchie movie, which is The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
I know. I can't wait for that. I cannot wait to be allowed to go see that. As soon as my wife gives me permission, I am there. I'm stoked. Anything Guy Ritchie does, I'm in for. I love it. I don't even care if he's putting Madonna in the film. I still am gonna like it.
Does he still put her in movies, or did he learn his lesson?
No. He has a bunch of her money. He doesn't need her anymore.
Just marry her, divorce her. I can finance everything.
Yeah. Oh, I see you, Mr. Young. Sorry about that. I just caught that now. I love you, buddy. Thank you so much. Trust me, you're going to want to save for the next 2 weeks. Anyway, they are going to be insane. I wish I could show you exactly how much baseball I have sitting next to me. There is
I have a baseball here.
So many boxes of baseball cards that it's
I have a
just stupefying.
I have a baseball here.
Are we showing our balls on camera? Here's mine.
Yeah, you've got the cool Joker, that Stuart Sager. Is that Stuart Sager?
It is
right?
a Stuart Sager. It is, yeah.
Yeah, his Ghost Rider was nuts.
Yeah.
But,
I have it.
yeah.
It's here.
So Veronica asked me she said if I sign a baseball, can you make it look like a Pokeball? So, and I refused to sign it.
Though we are
because-
arguing he needs to.
But so what I did was in the very back, in the almost the exact same color, slightly off, it's actually signed Cozy in the red. So, and you can see it if you look carefully, or if you move it in the light, because the one part got a satin sheen, the other part is matte. so you can see my signature on the back.
All right.
But it's hidden on purpose because I didn't really do any art on this as much as I did. Like, honestly, this is any second grader who knows how to mask, use a piece of tape to make your line straight could make this ball. So
So
I did sign it, but it's signed by Veronica. She's an angel, fantastic young lady, fantastic woman.
her daughter too. Fabulous people.
Oh yeah,
Fabulous
they're
people.
fun to hang out with,
Oh, yeah.
and they camped with us at Comic-Con last
Yep.
year.
Yep. Wonderful people. We still reach out back and forth. Head out myself. All right, Carlos, love you, man. I'm actually about to do my exit too, and then we're gonna raid into Lee, and then I'm going to divest myself from the voice chat, so that I can turn the speaker on, and then get out of here because
There was a tarantula.
it's not a tarantula, but it was big gnarly teeth.
Have you ever seen the movie Eight-Legged Freaks?
Yes. I
Did that have any visceral reaction to
Yes. I tried to I've tried to desensitize myself to it. So like for instance, I worked in a gentleman's club, and I became desensitized to topless women. And I'm not saying this to be like, oh, this guy. No, it's what happens. You get desensitized to things. Like warriors and fighters to violence, you get desensitized. So I got desensitized to topless women, which is like just normal to me. So I was like, well, if I apply the topless women idea to spiders and I just expose myself to spiders, I will eventually be desensitized to them. But here is where that logic is false, because a true arachnophobic, that does not work for. Because it is a visceral physiological reaction, and you can't stop that from happening. So I would go and I would see the movies, or I would try to stand close to a spider, and it just didn't work.
He got that dong.
Terrifying.
That's a pretty intense phobia.
Mm-hmm.
Be strong, Paul. Be strong.
You've only got to last a few more minutes, brother.
Yeah. I'm actually going to say my goodbyes now. So, peeps on my stream, don't worry about clicking over to him. We are going to raid in right now. I'm going to jump to my big screen. I am actually, for the sake of your stream, Lee, I'm going to jump out of the chat before I say my goodbye.
Not a problem.
Because I don't know if your people want me to tell them how much I love them.
Well, the moment you leave Discord, Paul can drop an F-bomb.
Yes. All right, give me... Actually, you know what? I'll include your people, too, because, some of them may not be saying out loud, but some of them need to know how much they're loved. All right, everybody, this was a fun week. Lee Cozy sold out so fast that we had to stall for the rest of the week. Listen,
Love you all.
I love each and every one of
Wait,
you.
Daddy, can I say it?
Even the people that are in my stream and Lee's stream, I love you too. Thank you for hanging out and visiting and seeing what we do. We are going to do this again in the future, so if you missed out on this one, there was only 12 spots. Rest assured, in the upcoming months, we will have another one that we will be heavily promoting. So please do me a favor, take care of yourselves and each other, so that we can do this again next week and in the future. With that said, my son Jimmy the Breaker has something to say too.
Same thing. I love each and every one of you. Please take care of yourself and each other while we do more of this boxing break. And also, I love each and every one of you, and including the spider that scared my dad.
Great, thanks. Let's throw that out there.
Also, that Derek is really nice to all the people. Good night, guys. Good night, Carlos. Good night, Paul. Then he would watch it. Good night, lady. Good night, all of you guys. Good night, Trevor. Good night, dog. Everybody that is in this chat, mostly. But I love each and every one of you. And Lee, I love you. Let's do this.
He's stoked. All right, folks, I will see you next week. Get prepared. It's going to be a fun one, full of things that we haven't even hinted or spoiled yet. And trust me, you're going to want to tune in. All right, I love you. Goodbye.
Bless you.
Thanks.